Hi there. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is Julie DiMatteo from thepaperpixie.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the US. And in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this really cute Springtime Joy storybook box. And it opens up just like a little storybook. It's sized to fit one of the Reese's peanut butter eggs. And then there's this surprise sentiment on the inside. How cute is that? I've got a Velcro closure here, but you could certainly use magnets as well. And I just love the way this looks. I've done a box similar to this to hold 2 Hershey's Nuggets, so I decided to resize it to be a little bit larger. The interior dimensions are 2 inches by 3 inches by 7/8 of an inch deep, and that perfectly fits a Reese's peanut butter egg, but obviously this will fit so many other things. A great little box to give to someone that they could use to re-gift as well. So just so very cute. We're going to use the Springtime Joy stamp set for the sentiment. On my live broadcast this week, I created this card as well to sort of go together. I love this stamp set for Easter and spring. And then this beautiful paper is the Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper. So very pretty. I love these colors, especially for Easter and spring. So let me show you how easy this is to make. Okay, I've got 3 pieces of Seaside spray. This first piece measures 5.5 inches by 6.5 inches. This piece measures 3.25 by 9 7/16, which is just 1/16 less than 9.5. And then this really small strip that measures 1 inch by 4.25. Let's start with the 5.5 by 6.5 inch piece. And on this piece, we're going to score on all 4 sides with the same measurements. We're going to do 7/8 and 1 3/4 on all 4 sides. Next, let's bring in a 3.25 by 9 7/16 inch piece. And on this piece, we're going to score at 2 1/8 and 4.25. We're going to do that from both sides. So just rotate it to the opposite side, 2 1/8, 4.25. And then on this 1 inch strip, we're going to score this at 2 1/8 and 3 1/8. We're going to start with a 5.5 inch by 6.5 inch piece, and I'm going to fold and burnish on all the score lines. Okay, bringing in the template here, I've got this in portrait. I'm going to hold my cardstock in portrait. I'm going to cut up each of the vertical score lines, stopping at the second horizontal score line. I'm just going to cut right up the middle of the score lines, like so. We're essentially removing the 3 corner squares, but I'm going to start here and remove these 2 squares. I'm also going to come in and slightly notch as I do that. So you'll see I've got a slight angle cut there. And then here we want to leave behind a tab, so I'm just going to remove the 1 square. So that way we've removed all 3 squares in the corner. I'm going to repeat the same thing on this side. Again, notching, and then removing the 1, leaving that tab behind. Okay. On this section here, I'm going to notch on these 2 sides. Basically, anywhere you're folding cardstock into your box, you want to cut a little angled sliver off. I'm going to fold this up and out of the way to sort of isolate the tabs. Then I'm going to come in and notch on those as well. All right, so that side is done. We're going to repeat the exact same thing on the opposite side. All right, now all of that cutting is done. We're going to do a couple of things before we put the box together. A picture of this template will be up on my detailed blog post, which you'll find linked in the description. And I'm going to grab a scrap piece of basic white cardstock, and we're going to stamp the sentiment, "May the new life of spring bring you joy." I'm going to stamp that in Misty Moonlight. And then I'm going to die cut that using the Stitched Shapes dies. And the second smallest oval, it's going to fit just like that. I love that stitching detail on the oval. And then I have a piece of the Hydrangea Hill Designer Series paper, and this measures 1 7/8 by 2 7/8. And I'm going to glue that right to the inside of the base. Then I'm going to glue the oval piece right to the inside over top of that Designer Series paper. And that'll be a cute little surprise on the inside of the box for the recipient. All right, next I'm gonna bring in tear and tape and my new favorite tool, this little 6-inch metal ruler. I'm gonna run tear and tape right along the edge of all 4 sides, and I like using the ruler to tear that tear and tape. Then I'm going to come in with the take your pick tool and remove the backing. And now this base is ready to put together. I'm going to start with the tabs. We'll do one at a time. I'm going to do liquid glue, and I'm going to line up this score line with this cut edge and start to form our box corner. Now you may stick a little bit to the tear and tape, but it's much easier to pull the backing off now than to do it later. Then just work your way around to the remaining tabs. All right, so I kind of fold the sides out of the way. These are the easiest ones to fold in, the longer sides. Then I'll fold in the shorter sides. Then I like to come in with my bone folder and just burnish those sides in place. I do love a good reinforced box. Next, we're going to fold and burnish on this longer piece on all the score lines. Then I'm going to take tear and tape and apply it along each end. Taking the backings off, and then I'm just going to fold those into place. I also then like to fold and burnish again once I've folded those into place. Ultimately, this is going to be our little storybook cover, and this piece is going to fit right on the inside there. But before we do that, let's go ahead and adhere some designer series paper. I have 2 pieces that measure 2 inches by 3 1/8 inch. Those are going to fit on the front and back cover. And then I have another piece that measures 13/16. That is 1/16 more than 3/4 by 3 1/8, and that's going to fit right on the spine. Now, if you find that your box is just a little bit too tight for that area, a quick tip is to cut this longer piece to just a little bit longer than 9 7/16. So not quite 9 1/2, but just a little bit longer than 9 7/16. Now I'm going to bring in this piece, and I'm going to grab the Treasured Tags punch. This is one of our pick-a-punches. I love this shape here. So this piece is going to fit right into this punch. Now, you want to make sure that the 2 score lines are towards the left side, and you'll notice that this is going to fit in the tray, but it's going to kind of catch right here. So you have to kind of put it in at a little bit of an angle in order to feed it into the punch. I also like to flip it upside down and just making sure that that is centered in there. And that gives us that really cute punched end there. I'm going to fold and burnish on those score lines. And you have a decision to make here. So on this box, I glued the tab directly to the back. If you wanted to, you could glue the tag here first before we glue the box down. So it's completely up to you. I think for this version, I'm going to do that to just show you the difference. So I'm going to apply liquid glue to this larger section. And then I'm going to center that left to right here. I am pushing it all the way up to that fold here. Okay, so what'll happen is it's going to fold just like that. This was a question from one of my live audience viewers. I thought I'd give it a try to show you options. If you have any raised edges on your cardstock, you can just smooth them down using your bone folder. Then I'm going to take this piece and apply glue fairly generously to the bottom. You don't want it to be too much glue because otherwise it will ooze over. And then I'm going to slide that right up to the fold there. Liquid glue gives you a chance to sort of slide things into place. That looks pretty good there. So I'm just going to press this down. And then I'm going to apply glue right along the side of the box. And then this will glue to the inside spine. Turn your storybook this way if you like, and come in and burnish. All right, so this is gonna fold down like so, and then that's gonna hold it closed. So very cute. Now to keep this closed, we're gonna use a thin clear fastener. I found these on Amazon. They'll be linked on my favorites page. These are 5/8 of an inch thin clear fasteners. When I get the box, I sandwich the hooks and loops together, and then that way I can just cut off a piece when I'm ready to use it. I'm gonna apply the loop side, the one that looks more opaque, to the back of this closure. Then I can peel the backing off the hook side, the one that is more translucent. I'm going to fold my book here, get this lined up where I want it before I press that down into place. Oh, so cute. So we'll just reinforce and just press those thin clear fasteners in place. Let's go ahead and put in our Reese's peanut butter egg. And then I'm going to take the small bloom punch and punch a flower out of Highland Heather. I'm going to grab our Stampin' Pierce mat or any soft mat that you have, and I'll take the covered putty end of my Take Your Pick tool to just press that flower into place to give it a little bit of dimension. And then I'm going to grab a blue pearl from the Pastel Pearls, which are finally back in stock. Center that in our small bloom. Then I'm going to take liquid glue and apply just a little dollop to the back of the flower. And then I like to line up the petal. I'll show you closer to the camera in just a second. That petal perfectly lines up with that round edge of the punch. How cute is that? So there are two different ways. Again, one I glued the closure to the back of the box, and this one I hid it underneath the box. So pick your preference. I love how cute these are. I cannot wait to make these for different occasions. Again, we've got our little hidden message on the inside. Perfect for spring or Easter. So easy to change it up for so many different occasions. So thank you so much for joining me today. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and hit that bell icon so you don't miss my next video. If you're interested in purchasing any of the Stampin' Up! Products I used today, they'll be linked in the description. And I'll also include a link to my detailed blog post with all project measurements, details, and a picture of the template. I'd love to have you come visit me at thepaperpixie.com, where I post projects every weekday to inspire you. And if you don't want to miss a thing, you can subscribe to receive blog updates via email, and you'll receive an email each time I publish a new post. You can shop with me anytime at thepaperpixie.com/shop. And if you're interested in a discount on your Stampin' Up! Purchases, the starter kit is the ultimate bundle, and it's a great way to fill your wish list for less. You can purchase the starter kit at thepaperpixie.com/join, and I'd love to welcome you to the Stampin' Up! Family and my team of paper pixies. If you don't already have a demonstrator and you'd like a complimentary copy of our current catalogs, you can submit a catalog request at thepaperpixie.com/happymail. And if you give this project a try, I'd love to see what you made, so feel free to share it on social media with the hashtag #PaperPixie, and I'll be sure to check it out. Thanks again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful and blessed day. Take care. Bye.